Hello everyone. The European Weightlifting Federation has its own anti-doping commission. I am the head, Denisa Offerman from Cyprus, and I invite you to join me to a seminar that gives you all the basics, contacts, websites and email addresses that you need to know in order to get all your answers, whatever you need to know. This seminar is in conjunction with the European Weightlifting Federation's Fair Play, and the head is Alex Padur from Romania. Join me. European Weightlifting Federation Anti-Doping Fair Play Education. The principle and values of clean sport is health, ethics, fair play and honesty, excellence in performance, athletes' right as set forth in the code, character and education, fun and joy, teamwork, dedication and commitment, respect for rules and laws, courage, conscience, community and solidarity. What athletes and coaches need to know. Here are the 8 anti-doping key points. Number 1. How and when to fill out a complete 3 months WADA whereabouts. Number 2. What is doping? Number 3. The WADA prohibited list. Number 4. How to be informed about medication intake. Number 5. What is a WADA therapeutic use exemption form? Number 6. How to protect yourself from contaminated supplements. Number 7. Educate yourself. And number 8. Where to find help and support. How to fill out a complete 3-month WADA Adams whereabouts for all athletes on national and international level participating at IWF and continental championships like the EWF events. Well, first, all athletes need to download an app called Athlete Center, and to find the steps and guidelines you check the website www.adamsdocswadaama.org, display the Adams plus user plus guide plus for and athletes. For any information also, you can always contact the IWF website, where you get guideline there as well, or you contact per email directly the technical support of the IWF at ita.sport. So what are the WADA Adams whereabouts requirements for you as athlete, who you are registered in the testing pool for national and international events? You need to include your home address, your email address and your phone number. And also please don't forget your country code. An overnight accommodation address. You also need to include your regular activities such as training, work, school or university, including their locations and the times that you will be there. Competition schedules, including when and where it's taking place. You also finally need to include for every single day of the week a 60-minute slot for each day where you will be available and accessible for an out of competition testing. The submission deadlines for each quarter are as follows, and that is for every year the same. Quarter 1 started on the 15th December 2022, so the new quarter will start on the 15th December 2023. The second quarter, 15th of March. The third quarter, the 15th of May. And the fourth quarter, on the 15th of September each year. Unless there will be a change communicated through the IWF by the International Testing Authority and WADA. The submission deadlines for all IWF events must be at least 3 months before the start of the championship. However, athletes who are under the age of 15 participating at any continental under 15 championship must have a custodian, and their WADA ADAMs shall be filled out at least 2 months prior their under 15 championship. We received the 2023 WADA prohibited list, which can be found on the IWF website under anti-doping, as well as on the WADA website, the ITA website, and it is yearly updated. So any modification, every member federation receives per email from the IWF. Please read and make yourself familiar to the modifications. The IWF has a needle policy guideline that is available for all doctors from member federations and athletes who are in need of an injection while participating on a championship. And during the championship time, regardless of the day either before or after the competition, this athlete and the doctor on duty who will perform this must fill out this IWF needle policy injection declaration form. It needs to be handed over to the IWF or the EWF. Whether you are the custodian of your athlete or the athlete itself, please remember, you as athlete can be tested anytime and anywhere, not just in your chosen 60-minute time slot. There is a strict enforcement policy, and we all know it, we heard it many times, and there's no way around. The athlete is ultimately responsible for what is found in his or her body. Athlete support personnel might be under investigation as well. And in case of a possible return positive doping result, you as an athlete, you have rights and responsibilities. And these rights and responsibilities are communicated to you by the official letter that you will receive, the letter of notification. Read it out very carefully and make sure that you cooperate to help your case. Don't be your biggest obstacle. Educate yourself about all your rights and responsibilities. You as an athlete, you are also entitled to be sick sometimes. Of course, nobody wants that, but it happens. Injury, whatever happens. And there is a way to inform yourself about medication intake. There is a fantastic website, and it is explaining the WADA prohibited list, completely explained. The website is from Global Draw, and depending where you live, you have the flags on the website that shows the region of this planet. Depending where you live in the area there, you click on and it leads you to that area where the medication or the substances in that medication are listed. We all know that medications' names or brands are not always and everywhere the same. So make sure that you educate yourself, that you are well informed about your substances intake through medication. So for athletes who need therapy and are in need of medication with forbidden substances, you have the right to apply for what it's called a WADA Therapeutic Use Exemption Form, called, in short, TUE form. And you do that through your physician. You go to your physician, you take a copy of your application form with you, and then he needs to fill this out. Of course, your physician must provide all medical evidence to support your application. And then this application must be submitted to your national anti-doping organization. In case you need medication with forbidden substances at a very close time to your championship, meaning 30 and less days before a championship, you can also apply what is called a retroactive TUE for that championship, an application for that championship to the IWF ITA. Of course, everything must be supported with medical evidence from your physician. So for athletes who need therapy and are in need of medication with forbidden substances, you have the right to apply for what it's called a WADA Therapeutic Use Exemption Form, called, in short, TUE form. And you do that through your physician. You go to your physician, you take a copy of your application form with you, and then he needs to fill this out. Of course, your physician must provide all medical evidence to support your application. And then this application must be submitted to your national anti-doping organization. In case you need medication with forbidden substances at a very close time to your championship, meaning 30 and less days before a championship, you can also apply what is called a retroactive TUE for that championship, an application for that championship to the IWF ITA. Of course, everything must be supported with medical evidence from your physician. A very delicate subject for all athletes: how to protect yourself from contaminated supplements. We are very, very fortunate that now we have 3 specialized websites available to check out a list of supplements that have been tested, and it is advisable to look into these 3 websites and to choose any supplements you need from there. Of course, it does not guarantee at all that these are not contaminated, and nobody, including WADA, including the International Testing Authority, or one of these 3 websites, will give you a guarantee in writing that whatever is written there is truly clean. And the websites are www.nsfs www.sport.com. The other one is www.sportwetestYouTrust.com. And the very first one that has started with this is called www.kölnerliste.com. Check it out. You are definitely safer there than just browsing through the internet, definitely not buying through the internet, because you are risking your career, your health, and all that is attached for you to be an athlete, including your member federation. WADA is doing its utmost to provide as many education as it can give. We have the ADEL, which is the Anti-Doping Education Learning Platform. It's an e-learning course, and it gives you very good insight of everything you need to know, the basics you need to know as an athlete, as a coach, and as a member federation. We also have the playthrough, the Athlete Webinar Anti-Doping Education. And this is inviting you as an athlete to contribute to clean sport. It gives basic, great information. And we also know that nowadays many information are given in many different languages. Use it for your own good. Educate yourself. It's only up to you. IWF is conducting seminars in anti-doping and fair play, and so does also the European Weightlifting Federation. At every event, we provide anti-doping seminars in person, where each one of you is always welcomed. WADA is providing lots of education in many, many languages. And it also provides it in a language based on your age. There is a playthrough youth quiz handout, and that is tailored for very young athletes to understand the importance of a clean sport through anti-doping education. And I call out all coaches, all parents, all members of a federation, and all athletes to educate yourself on a very regular basis, because there's always place for modifications, and you can find help and support through the IWF ITA 5 live webinars, which they're conducting very regular. The topics are the anti-doping landscape and athletes' perspective, values, rights and responsibilities, medication, supplements, TUEs and the prohibited list, doping control, be prepared for any scenario, and doping control process, urine and blood sample collection. And you can find all of this also on YouTube. But whenever you receive from the IWF ITA an email that they are offering one of their webinars, I urge you to participate in person. Different languages as subtitles can be seen underneath, and you have the ability to ask questions that you will always get an answer to. Take this opportunity. It's up to you. Your national anti-doping organization, which provides all necessary anti-doping information in your native language. Use it, contact them. You can speak in your own language. Well, now you can see a full list of websites and contacts from the ITA, International Testing Authority, the WADA Adams whereabouts, the WADA ADEL education platform, the WADA prohibited list and general information, medication and substance check, and check for clean supplements against contamination. Last but not least, there is a whistleblowing site available to you, because every piece of information is very important in the fight for clean sport. Your information helps the IWF to uncover doping and catch cheaters. Reveal It is the platform called reveal.sport, and it's a platform that enables you to report what you have seen, heard or experienced in a completely anonymous and secure manner, while actively supporting the investigation of anti-doping rule violations or criminal behavior. And if you are wondering if your information is important enough, if you have doubts that your information is relevant, or if you are afraid of sharing it, please be assured that the ITA and the IDAV will treat your information in a very confidential and sensible manner. Reveal.sport. Clean and fair weightlifting for all. Folks, we can't do it without you. Well, we now came to an end of this seminar. I want to thank each one of you for your attention here, your attendance, and I hope it was a great help. You will be provided with my PowerPoint presentation via the EWF website, and also this seminar on video will be available for you on the EWF website. And I also particularly want to thank the European Weightlifting Federation Fair Play Commissioner Head Alex Padur for this project that is in conjunction with the anti-doping. Thank you. The EWF I want to thank to allow me to share my knowledge with all European weightlifting federations for a clean sport. And I wish you all the very best of success in your competitions and to stay clean. See you at the championships. Bye for now.